Father, just have your way. We know we not.
Living my life, trying to find my way.
Greg, in the middle of a season like this, what possible road bumps could teams run into?
Well, I think it's important that players not fall into that trap of looking too far.
I gotta hold down the city. Gotta let you know where I come from.
Two teams tonight trying to elevate to mid-season form, Grant, and really start to push to control each game.
And that gets more and more difficult as fatigue mounts. The travel miles climb and games just tighten up. You know, BA, you just gotta push through all of that and keep playing your best ball.
And so in the game for the Hornets, Hall and Miller at the 1 and the 2. Knipple out there with Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. And it's Diabate in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. You know, words sometimes don't do justice to MP's greatness on the court, Grant. But how about numbers? A 20-20-20 triple-double.
Oh, BA, the kind of stat stuffing we'd only seen before from Wilt Chamberlain and Russell Westbrook. He's lighting up box scores, opponents, marquees, you name it. He is here to shine.
We are all still talking MP's triple-double, Grant.
Now Miller in the game against Chicago. Very impressive. On the court for Charlotte. Ball is the point with Miller on the wing. And it's Knipple, and it's Robinson-Earl in at the power forward. So Greg, with all-star voting underway, there are plenty of deserving players, but only 12 spots for each conference. It is very difficult to choose.
And that's why it feels like someone gets snubbed every year. I'd love to see the league expand the rosters to 15 spots. Remember, we had 12-man rosters back when there were only 9 teams.
And Brian Keefe wants a timeout. He's ready to talk things through with them. Now to see how teams are faring across the league. Here's the latest edition of the Power Rankings. You take a look at the Pistons. They couldn't hold their position this week, but remain in the top 10.
Well, right now for the Warriors, they got to be disappointed with their play. They just look disjointed, and their losing streak continues to grow as a result.
Here's Robin.
What a great season it's been thus far, Doris. We're about halfway through it. What stands out to you?
You know what's remarkably consistent, DA? There's always a surprise for the good and the bad. a team we expected to be in the mix maybe struggles because of an injury or because of bad chemistry, and then there's always an overachiever.
And so in the game for the Hornets, Ball and Miller at the 1 and the 2. Knipple out there with Jeremiah Robinson-Earl. And it's Diabate in at the 5, roaming the paint. You know, words sometimes don't do justice to NP's greatness on the court, Grant. But how about numbers? A 20-20-20 triple-double.
Oh, B.A., the kind of stat stuffing we'd only seen before from Wilt Chamberlain and Russell Westbrook. He's lighting up box scores, opponents, marquees, you name it. He is here to shine. What a way to begin this game. Dominating at both ends of the floor.
And give them credit for approaching this game with the right energy and intensity. This team has attacked every chance they've gotten.
He hasn't been able to find his touch this quarter.
Well, not at the offensive end, certainly. He cannot buy a bucket right now.
To the paint. Here's Robinson.
This is a 5-star world premiere.
Setting the floor for the Hornets. Ball is the point with Miller on the wing. And it's good.
Tony D pop trunk, keep big arsenal. Sit, swing, kick, make minds do a couple cartwheels. Pen game like a hit stick, don't talk much, but the art will. I'm cool, Joe, y'all Garfield. I'm a landmine if y'all want to.
And here's Charlotte now, trailing by 13. On the floor for Charlotte, Ball and Miller at the 1 and the 2. Jeremiah Robinson-Earl is out there with Knipple, and it's Diabate in at the 5. Around the middle part of the year, Clark. How much of these teams?
Get my energy. Hold. What's up, man?
Just under 3.5 minutes elapsed here in the first quarter. And midway through the season, is this the point?
And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
On the court for Charlotte.
First quarter of action, just under 3.5 minutes played. And the foul called on MP. That's his first foul.
First personal foul. First team foul.
There's a double team with Pajemski. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
On the court for the Hornets, Ball and Miller at the 1 and the 2. Jeremiah Robinson. Again! What an avalanche!
We are bearing witness to one of the great scoring seasons.
Boy, he's delivering night in and night out and nearing third all-time for scoring in a season. You know, words sometimes don't do justice to MP's greatness on the court, Grant. But how about numbers? A 20-20-20 triple-double.
Oh, B.A., the kind of stat stuffing we'd only seen before from Will Chamberlain and Russell Westbrook. He's lighting up box scores, opponents, marquees, you name it. He is here to shine.
Hornets trail by 16. Here's Robinson Earl. No points so far. And here's Knipple from the arc.
I like this move to the full court press, putting some extra pressure on the offense.
On the floor for Charlotte, Paul and Miller at the 1 and the 2. Knipple out there with Jeremiah Robinson Earl. And it's Diabate in at the 5 spot. They get it back. And here's Knipple from the arc.
And here is Ball. And he really did play well against Chicago in that last game. On the court for the Hornets, Ball is the point with Miller on the wing. And it's Knipple, and it's Diabate in at the center, filling out the middle. Tim, as you evaluate the standings every morning in the NBA, how do you go about personally evaluating? And good! Here's another.
We're bearing witness to one of the great scoring seasons of all time.
Greg, he's delivering night in and night out. Great games and nearing third all-time for scoring in a season. Oh, that's an outstanding view from the AT&T Connected Pin. Miller with the ball. And Curry picks him up.
On the court for Charlotte, Paul and Miller at the 1 and the 2. Jeremiah Robinson Earl is out there with Knipple. And it's Diabate in at the 5 down low.
I mean, just hitting all their shots early. What an offensive game plan. It must be the coaching.
Here's Miller. He drops it.
Had to flutter finger down the sleep.